All right, so let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION at this hour, where the United States has now imposed new sanctions on 7 senior Russian officials over attempted assassination of the Kremlin critic and also the opposition figure Alexei Navalny.
The United States is announcing sanctions on 7 senior members of the Russian government, an expansion of sanctions under the Chemical and Biological Weapons Control and Warfare Elimination Act, new export restrictions on items that could be used for biological agent and chemical production, and visa restrictions.
This is President Joe Biden's most direct challenge so far to Moscow, and under the said sanctions, the assets of the officials in the United States have been immediately frozen. The key people named in the U.S. sanctions include Alexander Bortnikov, the head of the FSB, that is Russia's premier intelligence agency, and also about 14 entities that are involved in the chemical and also the biological industrial base in Russia. Washington has also blacklisted the deputy defense ministers Alexei Khrushchev and Pavel Popov. Reacting to the sanctions imposed by the United States, Kremlin officials have said that the sanctions will not achieve any of their objectives and actually only worsen the already strained relationship between the United States and Moscow.
Тем, кто продолжает такую, можно сказать, зависимость, просто такую, знаете, зависимость от каких-то рестрикций и введения межгосударственных дел, наверное, им пора задуматься, а достигают ли они какой-то цели.
Now, the measures are being coordinated with similar moves that have been taken by the European Union. Earlier on Tuesday, Brussels announced a travel ban as well as an asset freeze for senior Russian officials. These include Alexander Kalashnikov, the head of the Russian prison system, Alexander Bastrykin, the chairman of the investigative committee, chief prosecutor Igor Kirasnov, and also Viktor Zolotov, the head of Russia's National Guard. Now, as per senior officials, the United States intelligence agencies have concluded that Moscow is actually behind the near-fatal nerve agent attack on Alexei Navalny last year.
We are exercising our authorities to send a clear signal that Russia's use of chemical weapons and human rights abuses have severe consequences. Any use of chemical weapons anywhere, at any time, by anyone, under any circumstance, is unacceptable, and it contravenes international norms. We also welcome the action taken by the EU earlier today to impose costs on Russia under its own new global human rights authorities.
The sanctions imposed by the United States and the European Union follow moves by the United Kingdom to impose sanctions against Russia. But one thing that remains unclear is whether the 7 officials named by the United States had assets in the States, making it pretty hard to judge if the sanctions were just symbolic in nature. Alexei Navalny, remember, was arrested on the 17th of January right upon his return from Germany. He spent nearly about 5 months in Germany recovering from a nerve agent poisoning attack that the critics have blamed Kremlin for. Now, Russia has rejected the accusation on numerous occasions and has also accused Alexei Navalny of colluding with the Western intelligence agencies. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.